It's good to see you again. It just feels like forever since I've done one of these programs. We only get 15 minutes a week to meet. Now, for some people, but for me, man, it's just this precious. You just got to get all this stuff in there. I'm Stephen Peterson, and this program is here to tell you you don't have to be stuck. If you don't know the right person, if you don't know Mr. Big or Mrs. Big or somebody influential, and again, if you do, I'm not against that. But if you don't, if you just change one pattern, one habit, one routine, throw out one, get a new one, and I'm telling you, a pattern is the great equalizer. Some people are just naturally talented. They just seem to step out and be able to flow. Well, if you're not that way, then you need to develop a pattern. You find out one of the patterns they do. You can take a pattern of someone who's a natural talent and begin to copy it and become really good at it. It happens at football. It happens at basketball. I was just watching a special on these rock and roll guitarists out of the late 60s, early 70s, and how they copied each other. And yet, as they tried to, well, if he could play that lick, then I'll play it. They developed their own very unique style. And I know if you're an English professor, you can't be very unique. You're either unique or you're not. But they came up with a very special style, each one of them. But they started out by copying each other. Well, anything you can do, I can do better. And that's for the super talented. But if you're not super talented, one pattern. And one of the reasons a pattern is so important is a pattern finds an acorn, plants that thing, and it turns into an oak tree. It's not who dies with the most acorns wins, but who at least one acorn. In fact, I believe everybody who's watching this program has developed something in their life. And so if you look back at the start of your life compared to where you are now, well, it was an acorn. Maybe you're public speaking. Maybe you're being kindness or being kind or showing mercy. It was small at the start, and now I've got a friend who's, I don't know how many thousands of people he's feeding, and he started off by feeding 3 or 4 because that's all he could afford. But he took that acorn, put a pattern to it, and now it's a very big deal. So I've got my drawing of an acorn. My good friend Carol drew my little acorn. It's starting to look less and less like an acorn. It's lost its little crown. I have a big acorn down here my daughter gave me, but these are salt and pepper shaker acorns. I don't know how you could get anything in there or get anything out, but because I'm constantly telling you, find the acorn. I believe acorns are opportunities that are in your life that they really don't look like much. This doesn't look like an oak tree, does it? Now forget the fact it's some solid metal. It doesn't look like an oak tree. It doesn't look like anything until you see the worth in it, the value in it, plant it. And here's how you plant it. You begin working on it. Now in the natural, if you have an oak tree in your yard or your friend's yard or a park, it doesn't produce fruit that I'm aware of. But in life, any pattern you have that you say, I'm going to develop, I'm going to take this thing that is just merely an acorn, I'm going to develop it and I'm going to apply a more successful pattern to it, it begins to produce fruit. I'm going to put the air quotes. And here's some of the fruit it'll produce. It will produce confidence. It'll produce self-confidence. Confidence, you're sure of yourself. You don't doubt yourself. And you stop worrying what everybody thinks. Until I did this program, I would have sworn I don't care what anybody thinks. But before I came out here on my own, I bet you I had 15, 17, 20 different scenarios. Oh, well, what if somebody says this? Well, you could sit at the TV and say all you want. I can't hear you. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because this pattern, a pattern of broadcasting, a pattern of speaking, a pattern of saying you don't have to quit and you don't have to give up, is a pattern I want fully developed in my life. And it's building confidence. Don't, especially nowadays, everybody can have such pithy remarks, oh, he's so this and he's so that. And I've made a couple of them towards people on TV. And so if somebody makes them at me, that's okay, just don't tell me. Because no matter what you think, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. You might have a better idea. Well, then I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. I don't have any doubt that several of you watching have better ideas. Well, you could do this better. You could do this differently. I'd be glad to listen to that. But don't tell me to quit, because I'm not going to quit. You've come too late to this game. Here's what, when you develop a pattern of not quitting, one of the things you say, this is no place to quit. This is no place to give up. This is no place to retire. And this is no place to die. If you're breathing, you still have an opportunity in life to do something that maybe nobody else you know can ever do. I don't want you to be like me, and I don't want you to be like anybody else, and I don't want to be like you. I want us to develop each one of our acorns as we plant them in our life. It's going to develop something slightly different than the person next door, or the person you're working to, or the person you're married with. It's just it. I believe in God. I believe God, I'm not going to sit and count 1,000,000 snowflakes, but I've heard that enough. No two fingerprints are alike. No two snowflakes are alike. Well, I believe if you find the God-given acorn and opportunities in your life, it's going to produce something slightly different for you than it will for me. Same pattern, but it's going to have different results. So here's some patterns to work on. You ready? Stop doubting. Don't doubt. Doubt doesn't do any good thing. Now, if there's doubt there, I'm not sure you should ignore it. You should probably ask, why am I doubting this? Why am I doubting my ability to do the job I applied for? Why am I doubting what I put on my own resume? What am I doubting what my boss thinks I can do and I don't think I can? No, find out, why is that doubt there? But when I say do not doubt, I mean get doubt out. Doubt also produces, won't make an oak tree, but it'll make the ugliest garbage bush, and it'll stink up everything you do, every thought you have. Well, if I do that won't work for me. And why do you have to talk yourself out of your own opportunities, your own ideas? Stop doubting. Doubt has a voice. Don't let that voice be yours. You don't have to add to it. Don't doubt. And occasionally, I don't know why I do this, but I do it. I had a friend, Dick Mills, who loved meanings of words. So I looked up doubt. And one of the definitions of doubt is hesitate. So when you don't doubt you. Don't doubt your ideas. Months ago, I talked about a pattern that millennials, this guy studying millennials, had picked up. And they'll try an idea and they'll believe in it. If it doesn't work, they don't say, oh, I stink. They say the idea stinks, throws it out, and goes and gets a new idea. The successful millennials won't even entertain a thought that somehow they could make a mistake or they could be wrong. Don't doubt. Don't hesitate. When you begin to hesitate and overthink. Now, I'm not talking about I don't want to be rude. But I've been in a few timeshare salesman presentation and saleswoman presentations, and doubt floods all over me. When you have doubt, go ahead and work it out. Step out of the scene. And so, if you tell a timeshare salesperson, well, I got to think about this, that makes them all mad, because if you think about it, you probably won't do it. That's my assessment. God bless you if you're a timeshare salesman. I'm not trying to put you down. But when you get that doubt, step aside. Why do I have it? Am I doubting me? Am I doubting my ability? Am I remembering all my mistakes? Or am I ignoring something I really should look into when something sounds too good to be true? I'm shooting this in Utah, and every year there's somebody who has scammed his neighbors, the people who go to the same church he has, because he's promised like 75% returns per year. That sounds too good to be true. You know why? It is too good to be true. If I can make 75% on every dollar I invested, why would I tell you about it? I just go out and borrow money at 6, 10, 12, 14% and do it. But don't hesitate. Don't doubt. Don't put off. There's something. Here's another thing about an acorn. And here's my little acorn here, and my acorns here, and my painting. There's something about the opportunity. The acorn opportunity, the opportunity that when you act on it, you can begin to grow something. Oak trees aren't going to grow overnight. Really good opportunities might become better day by day. But if they go from planting a seed to a full tree in 2 days, I go, well, what are you doing? That's not how it works. So here's what you do. You don't doubt. You don't hesitate. And stop putting off. If you can do something today, if you can do something to lose weight, if you can do something to get smarter, if you can do something to get happier, or to move where you get a better degree, a more advanced degree in business or medicine, anything. If you can do something about it today, do it. Well, no, I'm not going to do it today, but I'll do double tomorrow. No, you probably won't do anything tomorrow either, because, and I wished I remembered who said this, the person who uses delay and doubt and puts things off, that becomes their habit. That becomes their pattern. That becomes their routine. And that's what they're going to do with every opportunity they see. I think I better wait. I think I better look into this a little bit more. Instead of doing something today, I think I'll just do double tomorrow. No, whatever you can do it today. But I'm telling you, you start doing something today. I have seen so many ads for lose 30 pounds in 20 days. Well, that would be nice, but I would think more than likely you need to change a pattern rather than somehow mysteriously, miraculously 30 pounds goes off of you and you don't know how, and you don't know how to keep it off. If you don't know how you got it off, how you going to keep it off? If you lost a pound a week, and I'd hate to be that person. Here, you buy my program, and I guarantee you'll lose a pound a week. But if you lose a pound a week in a year, you'll be 50 pounds skinnier. See, all good growth is slow growth. Do something today. But I'm telling you, start looking around. Where's there an opportunity? Not a get-rich-quick scheme. Who believes in me? Who's told me I can do something? I was, this so many years ago, they were still in Albertsons. And I was buying meat at the, specialty meat counter. And this lady was talking to me. And all of a sudden, I could see her on TV. And I couldn't remember what she was selling. But I said, have you ever thought of going into TV production and sales and use? And she went bright red. She said, yes, but I don't know how to get there, so I'm not going to do that. Not putting down a butcher. I'll tell you what, I've known a couple good butchers in my life. They're not priceless, but they're very important. She had a good job and a good paying job. You know what she wanted to do? She wanted to be on television, not just pitching a product, but telling people how they could improve their lives. When I said you could do it, she got hurt. There was an acorn. She shouldn't have quit her job at Albertsons. There was nothing I could see that she could do that day to make money, but there was something she could do to start doing television, to start doing marketing, to start writing on advertising campaigns or whatever the thing that really inspired her. It might have just been teaching nutrition. I don't know. But instead of encouraging her, I scared her because I just saw a glimpse of what she could be. That's what this program is. I can see a glimpse of what you can be. I can see a glimpse of what I can be. And I'm telling you, grab it like an acorn, plant it. But you're going to have to change one habit, one routine, one pattern. Throw out an old one. Get a new one from somebody who's succeeding where you want to succeed. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just go ahead and copy it. I haven't even told you my name, and I'm out of time. Stephen Peterson. I thank you so much for watching me, and I hope we'll see you again next week.